Friday here at the Bet Victor Scottish Open at the Meadowbank Sports Centre in Edinburgh. This is quarter-final number 2. It's a best of 9 frames. It's time now to welcome the players. We begin with last season's shootout champion, a finalist in this season's Northern Ireland Open, Chris Wakelin. And his opponent, the reigning and defending Scottish Open champion, the Tyneside Terror, Gary Wilson.
So here we go then, a best of 9, the race to 5, about to get underway with Gary Wilson and Chris Wakelin, and it's good afternoon to our commentary team of Joe Johnson, and first up, David Hendon.
Chris, you want to toss your choice?
Good afternoon. Yes, Gary Wilson not too happy with how he's playing, but he's still here. He's 3 wins away from what would be a remarkable retention of this title. Broke through, of course, here last year. In fact, he's won his last 10 matches at this venue. The first round last year was in qualifying, but he won 6 here last year. He's won 4 already. So the Meadowbank Arena is a special one for him, and he's battling through without necessarily hitting form. If he hits his best form, then who knows what could happen over the next 3 days.
Thank you. It's the first frame, Gary Wilson.
The second quarter-final of the Scottish Open is between Gary Wilson and Chris Wakelin, the winner to play Zhou Yulong, who has come through 5-4 over Stuart Bingham. Well, a year ago, Chris Wakelin was dreaming of being involved in the latter stages of tournaments. Of course, since then, he's won the shootout. He's been runner-up this season in the Northern Ireland Open in Belfast. And he is very positive and had a great win over Karen Wilson last night. Just shows you what confidence can do. He's in a positive frame of mind and hoping now to progress to another semi-final. An interesting one, this, Joe.
Yeah, they've played 5 times before. And the head-to-head favours Gary Wilson. The last time they played, though, it was very tight. 4-3 to Gary. Both players very attacking players when they get the chance. Very good safety players, both of them. And I did admire some of the games that Gary Wilson has played. He's been in and out of form this week. Played some very good matches, got some big breaks. Very positive. When he was losing, he dug deep, found something from somewhere. Same applies to Chris Wakelin. He was 2-0 down to Karen Wilson. Yeah, that's not good. Pushing a red over the pocket. The black free. A gift, really.
Which, of course, is what you're looking for at the start of a match. It feels so different today, doesn't it? Just the one table, the crowd round one side now. No other matches going on. It's got serious, this tournament. Gary Wilson with the first good scoring chance. Yeah, there's the arena. Obviously, the second table will be in use tonight. But for now, they've got the place to themselves. Yeah, he's been talking about the case of the yips that he's been suffering from for a while, and he's saying he's been struggling to time the shots properly. Been sort of rushing into playing them. And it was an issue last year, and I think last year he sort of threw caution to the wind, just basically played on instinct and didn't worry about what he was doing, and of course ended up with the Stephen Hendry Trophy. He's a tough character, Gary Wilson. So despite not feeling at his best, you know, we've already seen he's come through 3 deciders this week already.
Yeah, that speaks volumes for his bottle, doesn't it? Winning deciders. Not afraid of winning. Well, he's got a chance here to really settle everything easy for the moment. Just overrun that one slightly. Want it to be a little straighter on the black. Would have saved him having to play a cannon, but it's worked out okay.
22.
I mean, even walking in the venue and seeing the big picture of yourself holding the trophy has got to be a plus before you've hit a ball.
23.
Memories of last year when, of course, he won his first ranking title, beat Joe O'Connor in the final, beat him again yesterday in a decider in what was a very tense finish.
$30. 31.
Yeah, the head-to-head 4-1, as Joe said, to Wilson. That most recent match was at the British Open in Cheltenham. Wakelin's only win, though, actually came in this event 4 years ago in Glasgow.
36.
Some of those matches, though, they're a bit hidden away, aren't they? You know, table 3 on a Monday morning. This is now, as I say, front and centre. So this is where I think all the players realise they've got to start bringing their A game if they're going to go on to lift the title.
37. 44. 45.
Well, so far, took these very well. But we're coming to the end of the easy reds. Just looking at the possible plant to the left middle, but he's got the choice here to leave an angle on the black, or even the pink he's looking at, but I think I'd prefer the black. Doesn't matter which ball he chooses, as long as he gets on the next red. Choosing the pink.
51.
Just got to be careful here because this isn't a gimme, and he will be opening the reds. Well played. Well, it's on the red, but it's tough.
57.
Yeah, he's going to need some assistance here to reach this. The long stuff. At least he is on one. Chris Wakelin sensing this could be the moment the break ends.
Yeah, well played. Played it very controlled.
58.
And there's a red just above the black. It just depends how straight he is on the yellow. If he's straight, it's simple enough to screw back for that red. Looking good. Well, this is a fine start from Gary
60.
Wilson.
Especially as, obviously, they didn't know what time they were going to start. It could have been any time from 2 o'clock to, you know, sort of 5 o'clock, really. But he looks sharp right from the off.
61.
Yep, and just the black needed to leave Wakelin needing snookers. Well, you can't ask for anything better as a start.
68.
Well, we saw Zhou Yulong start the first quarter-final with a century. Of course, it got a bit sticky until we got over the line 5-4. But it definitely put Bingham on the back foot early on in that match, just seeing how well his opponent was playing, how good he was feeling. Wanted that in because it's just one snooker, and of course it gives Wakelin table time as well. He could have been completely frozen out.
68.
Yeah, it could be all important, that one snooker. Doesn't have to be blacks either. And that's a good safety. He got a good cue ball. His last visit to the table when he played a good safety. The only problem was he sent a red right over the pocket. But it was a good attacking safety, opening the reds up, getting a good cue ball. Doesn't want the full ball kiss. And he didn't want the half ball kiss either. Chris Wakelin, that is. Yes, doesn't really want to play this red above the blue because he may leave the long red on to the right corner. It wasn't really another shot on. And that's just what he didn't want to do. Oh, that's a beauty. Cracking shot, that. And Chris Wakelin. Not sure if the red just below the pink will go into the left corner. As we look at this terrific long red again. If the red below the pink goes, and it must do, that's what he's played for. Now,
8.
another two reds, two blacks here, and a tight snooker in behind the pink. Could be game on in this game.
9.
Just overrun. Just wonder if he can play the cannon to the pink, or does the red go into the left corner? Yep, it goes. So, as I say, if he can get another red and a black and get that cue ball tight in behind
16.
the pink. Got to be tight though.
17.
Well, that's a perfect spot. Yeah, somewhere round about there where he's putting his cue. But got to get that cue ball nearly touching the pink, so he has to come off the black cushion to hit the reds. Well, I'm surprised he hasn't played the snooker there because it was guaranteed.
24.
Chance to play for another black or pink. It's just how you see the game, how you feel.
$25.
Now again, just where to place the cue ball here. I'd prefer to try and get the cue ball in behind the yellow. So somewhere level with the red. Yeah, somewhere there. Red in behind the blue, white in behind the yellow. Well,
30.
said somewhere level. That's about level. And that looks good. Well, he's choosing to go in behind the black. Nothing wrong with that, as long as he gets it. It's not far away.
Chris
It's not
Wakelin.
far away.
30.
Yeah, he's got him. And with him being on top of the black, it's difficult to get side on the cue ball. Well, that's a good snooker.
All from Gary Wilson, missing that red with the rest.
Yeah, and it was a simple red one.
But we talk about frame ball, but of course it isn't always.
No.
Sometimes you need to absolutely hit this.
Free ball if he doesn't. Yeah, well played.
Yeah, and good refereeing as well. Marcel Eckhart was right on top of that, in the right place, because he knew it would be a close run thing potentially. So he survived the first snooker. If nothing else, Wakelin is making him earn the frame.
Yes, and getting the feel of the table.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the matches today are interesting and quite hard to call. Obviously, John Higgins later would be favourite, but Tom Ford's having his best ever season. Sanderson Lamb's in his first quarter-final on a great run against Noppen Senkarm. They'll be up this evening. Already seen one match go the distance today. Well, this is the problem now. He's sort of lost control of the exchange. He's in one himself. So no guarantee he's going to get this safe. Oh, he's gone in off. So it's looking like Wilson's frame.
Gary Wilson.
Thought that red might be right over the pocket. It wasn't in the end.
Yeah, me too. It was looking like he was going to leave the red on, and it would have been a concession. As it is. Still potable. Well, I'm surprised he didn't go to pot it. Probably didn't want to leave the red over the pocket, but I'd have preferred it there. No free balls on the red then.
I know one thing, if he's practiced with Mark Selby, which he has done extensively, he'll know all about snookers. And he knows about that one. So again, same thing. He's lost control of the exchange.
Another chance of a snooker here.
Yeah, nice little nudge that, wasn't it, on the black? So he's in a third one. Wakelin, he's the one who needs the snookers, of course. Gary Wilson, it's a while now since effectively the red for the frame. Can he knock this one in? No, he can't, is the answer.
Yeah, why not? He should hit it, but stranger things have happened, and it could be a free ball if he misses it. So it's a big shot, this. Got to hit this. Yep, that'll do. Had to be tight onto the brown, and it would have been a very good snooker. And that should be the end of that.
Yeah, it wasn't quite the clean kill that it would appear to have been when he was in on that 68 break, but ultimately Wilson has won the frame as he attempts to carry his title defence into the semi-finals. He looked sharp in the break that he made,
7.
having expressed some frustrations at his game this week. As I say, he's a tough character, he's a very competitive character. And he's got all the good memories of being here last year in this setup, the one table at the Meadowbank, where he lifted the title.
$14.
So it is the defending
14,
champion,
and the
Gary
first
Wilson, who takes the opening frame. The winner will play Zhou Yulong in the semi-finals on Saturday. Wilson 1-0, remember it's first to 5 to reach the last 4. So quarterfinals day continues here in Edinburgh at the Scottish
Like it's the
Open
second
with
frame.
Gary Wilson
Complete on
against
break.
Chris Wakelin. 1-0 it is to Wilson. He made all the running with a really good 68. The battle for snookers ensued. Wakelin was not successful. Not much to choose between these two in terms of the world rankings. Wilson number 20, Wakelin number 22. On the one-year list, which will decide the lineup for the World Grand Prix, you need to be in the top 32. Wakelin is in. He's 14. Wilson 46. If he won this match, he might just scrape in possibly would need to get to the final. If he lost today, he would not be in that event in the new year.
Well, he could play the snooker in behind the black. That's a possibility. Not difficult to hit anything for sure, but 2 points, it would clear the black into both pockets, and it would give him an easy safety shot, the shot after. So as I say, nothing, he's not going to leave anything here, but Wakelin might get an easy safety shot.
As I say, it feels completely different today. You know, all the other matches that would be normally going on are not, because we're down to one table. The audience, the arena rather, has been reconfigured so the audience are around one side. And of course, tomorrow it really will be one table. The other one will have been taken out.
Yes, it was important to hide that red over the left side of the table there. And that's a pretty good safety. May have forced Gary Wilson into taking the pot on. Played it with safety in mind. Now, where's that red going to finish? Because in the first frame, Wakelin pushed the red over this same pocket. It's potable, but it's thin. Yeah, never easy. Full 12 feet away. Have to catch it precisely. Just a little wary about taking the straight red onto the left corner, or straightish. The red behind the black. He'll be leaving that on if he misses it. So change of plan. Yeah, great shot. Played it with safety in mind.
1.
That's a very good pot. Now you could take the brown, play the long red, or just tuck up behind the green. Oh, well, went in off the red, so it was a fluke.
Gary Wilson 1.
Well, I thought he would have played the red behind the black, but he was looking at the red by the pink. Change of plan. Played the red behind the black, and, well, it may have worked out okay, that. I don't think he can get to the black from there. Well, it was a good attempt. Just had a little bit of an angle on the red. Well worth taking on, in my opinion. Could have won the frame there, had it gone in. Hasn't left anything. Good odds, those. Just a little short of pace. This red is on to the middle. Won't know what's happening to the cue ball. Oh, he has left a red onto the middle, but it's a tough one from there.
Big shot this for Wakelin. He's been on the back foot so far. Wilson's made the running. But in it goes. Nicely done.
One.
Just ran past the red.
Yeah, only just, but just needs to drop it in. The red closest to the right corner is available. Awkward cueing, but you expect him to pot this.
Well, it's been the best year of his career, 2023. Chris Wakelin, he would love to end it on an even bigger high. He won the shootout, of course, early on in the year, Northern Ireland final just a few weeks ago. And, of course, financially as well, it's made a big difference. You know, a little bit of security. We know the further down the ranking list you go, the slimmer pickings it is. So it's been an enjoyable year. It's not over yet.
Seven.
He's one of these players, you know, if he continues in this vein, you could see him ending up in the top 16.
He's not far away, is he? 22. One good run. Who knows? Could be this one.
Yeah, and he's going to be in, as I say, the World Grand Prix and possibly the Players' Championship as well, the next Players' Series event, which carries ranking points. So the next big cut-off, the top 16, of course, would be for the World Championship to get a crucible seeding and to
14.
avoid the absolute agony of qualifying.
Yeah, he did say
15.
since winning at £50,000 and ranking points that he feels a lot more secure, starting to enjoy his game. And we can all relate to that.
Yeah, I like the way he's spoken about it. He hasn't
22.
tried to diminish it in any way. Some people try and be a little bit too cool for school about these things. He said it was life-changing, and it's changed his entire kind of focus on the game now. It's given him the confidence, financial
23.
security, all the rest of it. And we saw all that, of course, in Belfast, and we may well see it here in Edinburgh the next couple of days. He's had some good wins, hasn't he? Karen Wilson last night, he beat Tek Chaya as well, and New Sam Craigie, who'd been playing great stuff.
Well, that was a poor positional shot, gotta say. The red is still onto the corner, but it's very missable from there. And could be leaving that red on near the middle pocket if he misses it. But he hasn't missed it.
31.
The kiss could have been kinder, actually. He missed the brown. He would have had a simple brown to the left middle. Gary Wilson just wondering if it's going to be one each, and battle joined. A long way from that just yet. Now, chance to punish.
31.
You wouldn't say it's a frame winning chance with those two reds closest together by the right corner.
One. Eight.
Well, it always feels significant when a player's missed in terms of their opponent coming in and punishing, obviously, the scoreline and the psychology of the match
9.
as well. Wakelin's walked away, sort of trudged back to his seat, didn't he? You could see the disappointment because it was a major chance, having got him with a good red, to hit back and level up.
When he takes his red, if he does pot it, the one below it is on to the right corner.
17.
And if he can give those others a little nudge, he's always got the brown in
24.
case he doesn't finish on the black.
$25.
So, as I say, he's going to need those two reds closest together to win the frame at this visit. But he seems to be queuing well today. Doesn't
32.
seem as under pressure as what he did yesterday.
$33.
No, I think last night's match may have made a difference. He beat Rory Thor 4-1. It was the first match he'd played this week that hadn't gone to a decider. So, you know, he was maybe more clinical there. So he's coming to today maybe feeling, OK, I've got through the best of sevens. Now this is where I can start to play my best snooker.
$38. $39.
Yeah, just right on the black to stand up for the red next to the pink. And then needs to be thinking about playing a cannon to those two reds. Would have preferred the
46.
pink, but I don't think he can do it. Looking at the possible plant, but I think it may be best to try and move them. It's a difficult plant, that. If the reds had been further away from the cushion, yeah, it would have been a lot easier. Well, we'll see what he decides.
47.
$17 points the lead. 23 with the pink. So needs both of these reds. Well, decided to play the plant. Could be a frame winner.
53.
It's a brave shot to play, you know, because it could also be a frame loser, and it's not easy. Got to commit to it fully.
54.
Yeah, well played. Very well played.
Yeah, it seems he always liked that plant, and he's played it brilliantly, so it's in his hands now. And this all came, of course, from Chris Wakelin missing that brown to the yellow pocket. Wilson is looking confident today. He's looking sharp. Here's the plant again.
61.
Wriggling in. And he now needs this for 2-0. Barring snookers, of course. And we had quite a protracted battle for those in the last frame. Yeah, as I say, Wakelin, he sort of trudged back to his seat, missing that brown. This is what he was fearing, of course.
$62.
Yeah, 2 snookers required. Could do with this black in.
Wilson's frame then, and a strong start for the defending champ.
69.
Yeah, well, you can't really start better than this. He's had 2 chances, 2 really good scoring chances, and won the frame both times.
71.
Made a 68 break in the first frame.
$74.
I know one thing, I'm sure begging World Snooker Tour not to move this Scottish Open from Edinburgh. This venue is where he seems to come
78.
alive. Remember, if he wins today, Gary Wilson it'll be his 11th straight victory at the Meadowbank Centre.
83. $89.
So Wakelin missed a brown. Wilson stepped in. Great clearance of 96. Gary Wilson looking confident, cueing well, and on top early on in the second quarter final here at the Scottish Open, leading by 2-0. 2-0 to Gary Wilson, second quarter final here at the Scottish Open. And he thoroughly punished. Just one error there from Wakelin. He missed a brown. Wilson cleared with 96. So a strong start for the defending champion. He did actually get in the top 16 off the back of the win last year, but you have to be so vigilant with the rankings because points go on and off, and 2 years ago he reached the British Open final, those points came off, he slipped out again, so he's trying to get back in. He's 20 now, so he's in that queue of people. They're all terrific players trying to sort of force their way in, but it's not easy.
Yeah, there's probably 30 plus that could be in the top 16. Oh, really good players, as you say. Just need that little bit of luck and a good run.
Yeah, without getting into the ins and outs of the ranking system, it's prize money, so it's quite top-heavy. The first prizes, obviously, if you can land those, are going to really catapult you up. Just being consistent won't necessarily do it. You need a really deep run in at least one tournament. Of course, Zhang Anda has done that this season. He's been runner-up and a winner of a ranking event, and he's got himself from 55 in the world to 13.
Yeah, what a transformation, David. I mean, he's playing like a top 16 player. he's got that belief now. Just last year, he was a journeyman, if you like, just competing in events, having good wins here and there. But now, since winning the event, wow, he's a different man completely. And of course, he's in everything to be able to earn more ranking points. And that's a good safety, by the way, from Chris Wakelin. That's given Gary something to think about. I'm not sure if he can come off the left side cushion and land up into the cluster, something like he played previously. But it's trouble. Can't leave the cue ball on the black cushion, which is the normal thing to do. Two reds, both available to both corners. If you could leave the cue ball dead on the black cushion, that would be an option. I think he's trying to hit that red just above the black. Although it's a little heavy. Oh, well, I think that's what he played, and that's a really good escape.
It is touching ball.
Had he caught that other red, would have left an easy red on.
Well, absolutely. I mean, he was right in the danger zone there, wasn't he?
That's a very good escape. That's exactly what he played.
Marcel Eckhart just keeping watch here.
Well, he was in trouble last time he was here. He's in trouble again. Can he see the red just below the pink? That's what he's looking at. We call fractions, don't we? We say fractions all the time, but look at that. He could just see the red below the pink. Well, he was kind of forced into taking that on, but he hasn't got away with it.
One.
You know, I think he thought he'd missed that red, the way that he jumped up.
When he was a teenager, he went to the Nations Cup when it was in Newcastle, which was a team event. And he saw the great stars of the day, Stephen Hendry, John Higgins, who of course still going, Ronnie and those sort of guys. And he was already into snooker, but that really galvanised something within him. He thought, I want to be here one day, in one of these big tournaments. And actually, Higgins himself, as a boy, went to the old Lang's Scottish Masters, saw Alex Higgins play Jimmy White. I mean, if that doesn't persuade you snooker's for you, nothing will. So maybe there's a few youngsters here today who are looking at this thinking, maybe in a few years' time, this could be me. a very strong setup in the northeast of England. Stan Chambers, who sadly passed away not that long ago, he was a great
11.
force as a coach and an organiser of tournaments. Just providing a system for the young guys to come through.
12.
Yeah, it's a lot better snooker for sure. And billiards as well, actually.
Well, maybe that lad might be one for the future.
He looks like a snooker player, doesn't he? Could play a cannon to the pinky and try and bring the pink into play. He doesn't have to. And that's what he's played. And that's developed the pink. That was a very attacking shot he played there, because the temptation was to play for one or two of the loose reds, which were easy to play on. But that was an attacking professional shot. A lot of top pros would have played that.
$18.
The black well and truly tied up now with that last cannon. But he can concentrate on the pink and blue. Now, does the pink go? It will go to the
24.
left middle for sure.
$25.
He'd have liked to have been a little straighter on the blue, and then he could have played for that red below the pink. But it's not a problem playing for reds, that will go. So far, every time he's been in, he's won the frame.
$30. $31.
Always a good sign when you see a player getting absolutely perfect on the blue. It's always a good sign that they're feeling good. Oh, and he struck that well. If he's straight on this red, it's a simple shot to play for the
36.
pink. Nothing that Chris Wakelin can do about this at the moment. Yep, he couldn't have picked it up and played it any better. Doesn't have to do anything with the
37.
cue ball. He would have liked to have had a small angle on the pink to give those two reds a nudge.
Well, so far it's been a bit of a one-man show, this match. This is, I think, the best he's played so far this week, for sure.
Yeah, deliberately held the spot there. And the pink now out of commission. But he can win
44.
the frame on the blue and bought colours. And that's what I'm saying. Look where the cue ball is there. Absolutely plumb on the blue. That's where you want it. When a player's under pressure, he leaves it straight or goes too far. Trying to play for the
49.
red just above the pink, which frees the pink. Makes the frame to win a little bit easier.
50.
2 reds by the pink spot now available. It's just looking so easy for him at the moment. He's putting that cue ball just where he wants.
Yeah, concern for Wakelin.
53.
Did have that chance in the last frame, broke down, missing the brown. Seemed to have played a couple of good safeties in this one, but here we are. It's in Wilson's hands for 3-0.
Pink will go back onto its own spot. May be able to play a cannon here to the red just below the pink. Send it towards the corner. Yeah, prefer not to, because that's guaranteed.
Yeah, and he just needs the red, and Wakelin needs
60.
Snookers again. So this is a very, very impressive start from Gary Wilson.
61.
He's really manoeuvred this cue ball superbly. The black's been out of commission the whole time. He's had to, as Joe said, be getting top side of blue, and he's done it superbly. So concern for Wakelin,
66.
1 frame to come before the interval. Can he get in? If he does, he'll have to put something together. His highest break, just 31 so far. Whereas Wilson has made 3 frame winning contributions.
67. $72. $73. $79. 80.
Made a 96 in the last frame. Can he go one better? Tough red, tough last red. But if it's touching the cushion, makes it a little bit
85.
easier. Not quite touching. Yeah, good pot. Every chance now in the century.
Well, this, if he pots yellow,
91.
green and brown, will be a milestone moment, because this will be the 1000th century made this season by all the players on tour, which just goes to show you the strength in depth and the talent that is out there. There's a lot of breaks, isn't it? And Gary is going to bring us home with the 1000th, surely.
96.
Just underlining how well he started this match.
Well, I can't believe you've been counting all season.
Someone's got to, Joe. Here we go. Well played.
100.
Brilliant snooker. They love it.
He seems to be getting better with every frame, doesn't he? Looking really confident,
105.
not putting a foot wrong. Wakelin has got to try and get in and stay in and turn this match around. It won't be easy. Next frame is huge for him.
111.
Once again, he's been a spectator here. Oh, that was fantastic. It really was. 118. A total clearance from Gary Wilson. Just underlining how well he's playing this afternoon. He leads 3-0. He's just 2 from the semis. Phil now to win this frame to get himself some sort of
Thank you, Steve. 4th frame.
foothold in this match. 3-0.
Chris
Wilson,
Wakelin to break.
well worth that lead. He's had breaks of 68, 96 and 118. But of course, these matches are now longer than in previous rounds. It's now best of 9, so there is still time. But you feel it has to start here, this pre-interval frame.
Well, he's got the snooker behind the yellow, but the players don't play it there, I can assure you. Trying to leave the cue ball dead on the cushion, so a little fortunate. And the reason why they don't play it behind the yellow is because they leave an easy pot on if they don't get it there. So guaranteed they don't play that cue ball in behind the yellow or any other ball colour. But a little bit to think about here. Either side of the pack of reds, he could leave a red on. If he could get in the back of the pack. But even then, possibility of leaving the red on to the left corner. Well, that's a good escape. He couldn't have played that any better. A little swerve, right-hand side on the cue ball, and landed right up to the red. If he comes past that red, he leaves the red onto the left corner. The one next to the black would have gone. Well, it was never easy, and, well, it's all gone wrong because he was trying to play that red as a shot to nothing, but he's left reds to the right middle. So an easy starter for Gary Wilson. There is a danger that Gary could start to think how important the game is, this game especially. And the way he's been playing at the moment, it's just been free-flowing. Black is tied up for the moment.
6.
This is the red that he attempted, and I'm pretty sure that he tried to keep it safe if he missed it. But maybe he missed the cannon to the red, I don't know. Didn't really see the shot.
I think he also thought he was going in. It was very close to dropping.
7.
But it all really started in... He didn't get a look in the first frame, but frame 2, he missed a brown to that yellow pocket. He was in on 31, Wakelin. And Wilson made 96 from that, 118 in the last, and he's in again here in frame 4.
I've got a feeling he tried to come down for the red
12.
next to the black there. But always had this red if he was short.
Bit of a late bloomer, Wilson. He did get on the tour. He won the World Under-21 Championship. Got on the tour 2004, but he didn't last too long. He dropped off. This was pre the Barry Hearn expansion with all the new events. But when he got back on, he was a kind of a different player. And of course, to the semis at the Crucible. got to the final in China, was sort of knocking on the door, and then eventually it opened here last year.
Yeah, I remember him playing exceptionally well in the World Championship semi-final to get there. He was great snooker. Such a free-flowing player. Good to watch.
Nice.
Well, again, I thought he could have come down for that red to the left of the black. Played a little cannon to the red to the other side of the black.
Marcel Eckhart just getting his pink back. There we go. He's got he's got to start moving balls out the way. No pressure, Marcel. Just everyone's watching you.
Do not move that marker.
We're off.
Now I'll come down and have a look and see if that's straight. If it isn't, it won't go over much more.
Well, look at this. What an operation that was. What a great job he's done.
Yeah, excellent work.
Yeah, well done. He deserves that round of applause. I think Gary led it, actually.
Yeah, not according to plan. Now, does he play the green or does he push it safe? He's got his man on the ropes. There's no need to take the green on, miss it and leave his opponent a chance. Make him earn. He's gone for it, and it never looked like missing. Look at this for a positional shot as well.
29.
What a shot that was.
Well, absolutely. I mean, whatever sort of struggles he's had with his game this week, they seem to be a thing of the past now. He's made his move here in this quarter-final.
30.
Chris Wakelin took that tricky red onto left middle, trying to not leave one on, and he did. He left one to the opposite middle.
$35.
Yeah, it's turning into a bit of a nightmare for him.
$36.
Yeah, just a little bit too far this time. Could take the green. Could even play the blue and go into the cluster. Well, he's certainly got his eye in. Not ideal on this red.
41.
everything right in the middle of the pocket.
42.
Never looked like missing. So this red next to the black, which I kept thinking that he would play for, it may not go, and that's probably why he hasn't played for it. He's perfectly on the blue to develop the reds if he wants to. Just checking there's no plants there. The red just to the right of the pink will go.
47.
Building that lead. Worrying times for that man.
48.
Wow, that's the first time that he's left himself straight on the blue, and he needed quite a bit of an angle on the blue to give those reds a little touch. So now what? Great pots. So this red next to the black, it must go.
52.
Terrific, terrific. And this black, another red, and he should be safe. And look where the red is that he needs.
Well, I thought this was a tough one to call at the start of play. I thought it would be another close one. Of course, it may end up that way, but it's surely going to be 4-0 at the interval. Gary Wilson, as I say, has made his move here. He struggled in the early stages. 3 deciders in 4 matches, remember. We've come down to one table, the quarterfinals, and he stepped it up. And Chris Wakelin has just been sat there watching. Frame ball.
61.
4-0. And he's playing superbly.
Yeah, wouldn't he like to stay out there, though, David?
Scrap the interval.
Well, he's safe enough. He's not on a red, but he's safe enough. 3 snookers needed. I'm sure Chris will play on.
Well, it's 282 points without reply, if I've
Gary
done my
Wilson.
maths correctly. So that's
68.
how one-sided it's been. And wouldn't you know it, he's in a snooker here. Terrific stuff from Wilson. 68 to go with the initial 68 in frame 1, 96, 118. Be quite something, wouldn't it, if his first ranking title was also his second, the Scottish Open. Something about this event he absolutely loves. Well, that would have been it for sure. Now there's a chance for Wakelin to clear certainly 3 of the reds away.
Well, he can afford to take a pink. He'd still need 3 snookers. And with the pink back on its spot, it then would give him a chance of playing a very tight snooker.
Eight. Nine.
And for me, I'll be playing the pink here. Get the pink back on its spot, the red next to the pink spot.
17.
And that's his plan.
Yeah. Wakelin.
Well, that just sort of puts the tin hat on it, doesn't it, really? It's been a horrible 4 frames for Chris Wakelin. It's been a great start for Gary Wilson, the defending champion. A big, big favourite now to take on Zhou Yulong in the semi-finals on Saturday. He leads 4-0, and when they return from the interval, he will need just 1 more frame for victory. For Chris.
OK, lovely stuff. My thanks to Jimmy, to Alan, and the players are back out. Of course, Wilson needing just 1 more for a semi-final spot. Let's join our commentary team once again, Joe Johnson and David Hendon.
Thank you, it's the 5th frame. Gary Wilson to break.
So Gary Wilson looking to get this one now. He's played superbly to 4-0. 1 more needed, and he'll be taking on Zhou Yulong tomorrow in the semi-finals. And for Wakelin, it's been a bit of a nightmare, really. That missed brown, I guess, in frame 2 was the start of it.
Well, maybe this could be the beginning. Into the corner. Yeah, good pot.
Yeah, and Chris Wakelin knows matches can turn around, because earlier this season at the European Masters, he was 4-0 up to Judd Trump and he lost 5-4. So that was an unhappy memory, but it just shows you when it's in your hands, when you're in, it's up to you to turn it round. Trump did that day. Can Wakelin at least put some pressure on here by doing similar to what Wilson has done and winning a frame in 1 visit?
4.
Oh, it just held up. I thought it was too hard for a moment. But he can still pot this pink, hold for the red. Yeah, all snooker players have been in this position, myself included, and you know, it's not over till it's over, and lots of players have come back from it. It's unlikely, yep, but he's good enough to get onto a roll himself.
Well, put it this way, you have to believe there's a chance. Now, he's a former practice partner of Mark Selby, who in this position would still believe that he could put pressure on and potentially find a way back into it. Well, we're back with this again with Marcel Eckhart. He's slightly easier than last time, getting the pink back.
12.
So still a couple of reds here that he can take. Although if he leaves himself low on this next red, which he hasn't done, he could have developed more reds.
19.
Got a similar scenario here. If he can leave himself low on this next red. And that's just about right. That was a good shot.
27.
From Chris Wakelin. He should be on the black if he plays it with screw. But he doesn't want to be under
28.
the cushion. This is a real pressure shot now. Yeah, well played. 4-0 down. Those kind of shots are very difficult.
35.
Every chance throwing in a big break of his own. He's got another 4 loose reds.
36.
Didn't want to be the wrong side of the blue, though. And that was the difference. How many times did I say it? When Gary Wilson was playing on the blue, he dropped absolutely perfectly on it. He is cold, though, so we can forgive him. Needs to slow down a little. And that is a wonderful shot.
41.
Spot on.
Well, this is the danger. A player in this position, they feel in themselves they've lost and they relax and just start playing well, start playing on instinct.
42.
If there hadn't been an interval, I'm sure this would have been 5-0. He's had 15 minutes just to think about things. He's come out, decided to go for it, and he's good enough, and Wilson knows this. Chris Wakelin is good enough to start reeling frames off.
Yeah, started with a great long red, didn't it? Off the break off. Now, will he go into them here? Try and keep it going. He has done. How's your luck? Well, he's on one to the baulk corner, but easier.
47.
Well, he decided to take it to the middle. I thought if he plays it to the baulk corner, screws back to the black, he doesn't leave anything on.
As it is, he's handed Gary Wilson a chance to get this one.
And all the reds are there for the taking now. He's opened the pack of reds. Chris Wakelin. One just hasn't got to tighten up now. Keep that free-flowing action going.
Six.
Well, he must have fancied it to the middle. But as I say, if he screws back to the black, he can't leave anything. Just how you see the shot.
Well, if ever the decision was made to move every event to Edinburgh, I think Gary Wilson would be happy, wouldn't he? This is a venue he absolutely loves. He won 6 matches here last year. And he's in here to win
15.
a 5th in succession this year. But he's really stepped it up today. You know, those best of 7s, 3 of them he was taken to deciders, could have lost a couple. Today's been superb.
$22.
Just a little short there. May have to play up for the blue. Yeah, does.
23.
Spot on position again. The only problem may be the red next to the pink. But he might be able to give that a little nudge if he plays for that red to the left of the pink.
$28.
19 points, the difference.
29.
Will he get another shot? That's what he's thinking. Try and stay positive, just in case. Now, does he have an angle here to bring that red into play by the pink? Judging by Chris's face, he does.
37.
And that was his only problem. Which isn't a problem anymore.
Well, I hope Gary recognises how well he's played here, because this has been one of the performances of the week. Wasn't happy necessarily with his form coming in, but something has clicked today.
Well, nobody could have played better, could they? I mean, he's played as well as anybody in the top 16. Every time he's got in, he's won the frame. He doesn't get any better than that.
No, just got to complete the job here, which he's surely going to do.
51.
Playing up for one of the baulk colours, which makes it easier to get to the yellow. Clear-headed.
It's one of those to forget for Chris Wakelin. He has contributed a little bit, just setting up chances, but my word, Wilson has taken them well. And this is the last of them. He needs green, brown and blue for victory and a whitewash win.
$60. $64.
What a performance then from the defending champion. This seemed a hard match to call before play began. But it has been completely one-sided, and when the chance came in the clinching frame, Gary Wilson once again stepped in and took it out.
75.
Made breaks of 68, 96, 118, another 68, and this closing break, 82. 11 matches in a row at the Meadowbank Centre. Gary Wilson, the defending Scottish Open champion, loves it here, and he will be here on Saturday to play Zhou Yulong in the semi-finals. He was completely dominant. A terrific display. He's whitewashed Chris Wakelin 5-0.
I hope you enjoyed. Please give a like and subscribe.